Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm back with another review video. It is going to be on my NP-01S from Vaxee, the pink edition that I've had for quite a while now. I want to say I've had this for about a week and a half, and just right off the bat, it is easily a top 3 shape for me. This is probably going to take it for like 3rd place in my opinion. Even though the cable is bad, the shape and all the rest of the features just really do make up for the mouse. So with a side-by-side comparison, you can clearly see that the NP-01S is heavily inspired by the S2, especially from the base. The base is definitely where I feel like it is most similar to the S2 actually, but that is pretty much where all of the comparisons can end because the coding is vastly different, the clicks, the scroll wheel is kind of similar, but the side buttons are a lot better in my opinion. Although they are thin, they're in a very good place. You can clearly tell from the base that it is going to be an ergonomic mouse, and you can see from over here it is going to be much deeper of a curve for your thumb, but this curvature right on the right hand side is going to be really good placement for your ring and pinky finger, especially for claw grippers. I definitely feel like this is a very big plus. I don't think you could palm this comfortably, and I don't feel like you could really fingertip this comfortably either. I really do feel like this is specifically a claw grip shape. Because of the lower hump, it's actually going to lock your grip in a lot better in my opinion, comparing it to the S2C. And I do feel like because of that, you're not going to have any issues with getting used to the mouse. It's going to feel like putting a glove on. In terms of the scroll wheel, it is pretty loud. Vaxee takes a lot of inspiration from Zowie products as they are former employees of Zowie. So obviously it's going to be a lot of similarities between the two mice, and the scroll wheel is definitely where one of them is. You can probably hear it on my mic where it is just a horrible noise. I do feel like the scroll wheel is going to be very, very similar to how Zowie scroll wheels feel. The most tactile Zowie mouse wheel that I have is going to be on my ZA13C. It's a lot stiffer than my S2C and my EC3C. Maybe it is because that I've had the S2C a lot longer than my ZA13C. I don't know why my EC3C would feel less tactile, but for whatever reason, the Zowie NP-01S is definitely going to have a more tactile experience for me, and it's much more consistent. I do feel like on my S2C, my ZA13C, and my EC3C all have different feeling scroll wheels. Between my NP-01S and my Outset AX, it is a very consistent feeling. They both feel exactly the same. Another really good thing about this mouse is the stock skates. They are incredibly good. They're not the thickest skates, but they're definitely not the thinnest, and on every pad, they perform very, very well. On harder pads, I think I used a Padsmith pad and the Hien for a little bit, and you can tell that it's not going to have any issues because it's rounded so nicely. They're really, really good stock skates. And then on a control pad, they're very slow because they're obviously bigger mouse feet, so you're going to feel a lot more of the control of the pad. But overall, I really do like these mouse feet. Stock experience, it is incredibly good. Speaking of things that come stock, the cable is definitely the boogeyman of the mouse community. It is incredibly stiff. I have done this to it many times, and it just always goes back in place. While you may not have to worry about it like disconnecting from the cable, it is definitely a big pain. I thought I had rattle in my mouse, but it was actually just the cable flicking around. It is really unfortunate that the cable is the main thing that's holding it back, but a cable is not going to diminish me from using and loving a mouse. A great thing comparing it to the last review I did on the Fanatic Bolt, the coating is amazing on this mouse. It is matte, so it's really, really grippy, but because it is not black like Vaxee mouse, you're not going to have that really gross like sweat stain that you're going to have on this pink colorway. So it is really, really nice in hand, and you won't have to worry about any kind of fingerprints, even if you have sweaty hands, and the fact that it's matte coating typically will lead to more fingerprints, but because it is colored, you will not have to worry. I only use mouse buttons for muting and deafening in Discord, so I'm not going to be the person who is like super experienced with side buttons, but I can just say that these are not the greatest. I do like them more than the S2C, but that's only because my thumb always hits this back button because it is so low. But these do feel very tactile and very, very nice. They have a weird bottom out feeling. It feels very shallow, so it feels like I'm hitting the back of this mouse like a lot for some reason, but they are quite thin, which is kind of the most unfortunate part about the side buttons. While they don't have a whole lot of pre-travel, they do have a lot of post-travel, which is weird. I guess it contributes to the shallow feeling of the side buttons for this mouse. In terms of the color, you can see that I'm a huge pink lover. I have pink like almost everywhere on my desk. I have pink t-shirts that I wear to the gym, and I just love the color pink. I was waiting a very long time for this pink colorway. It is worth every second that I did wait. I really like the white. The white was really nice, like don't get me wrong, but I'm just a huge sucker for any mouse that's pink. I've been debating on the pink Superlight for months now. In terms of my top 3 mice, I was going to say that it is the ZA13C, the Endgame Gear XM1R, and then it's going to be the Vaxee NP-01S in that order specifically. And you can definitely tell the main comparisons between these two mice because it is a very pronounced hump and then a fast drop. And then it's going to have very low button height. But it is quite weird for me personally that the NP-01S made it in my top 3. It is just such a comfortable and natural shape. It feels so good in hand for claw grip. I do feel like this is going to be like just you can immediately gravitate towards this mouse if you claw grip. I don't fingertip or palm, so I cannot speak on that end. But just in terms of claw grip itself, it is just such a natural shape. It feels so good. The moment I put my hands on it, I was like, this is going to be like a crazy good shape. It can easily be somebody's endgame mouse considering they're coming at a very affordable $65. It is very impressive that they can price this so low considering that other top options could be more expensive. ZA13C is going to be $70, but the cable and stock mouse feed experience are going to be better in my opinion. While I may have specific taste, I do feel like if you claw grip, you could gravitate towards this mouse easier than most. It's probably going to be as easy as picking up an XM1R in terms of shape alone. Although the XM1R is going to have a way better stock experience in my opinion, you won't really need to change anything on this mouse. I just so happen to change the feet and put grips on it. But yeah, that is pretty much all for my review. I did want to just say that this mouse is like crazy impressive. It really did impress me. I'm actually getting a new cable and new feet for this mouse. So when I do get those in hand, I will definitely be making a slightly updated video. It's probably going to only be like 3 to 5 minutes. And it's just going to be explaining how much better the experience might be, if it's worth it, if it's not worth it. And it's going to be just explaining the upgrade for the mouse itself. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next upload. Peace.
We know 3 of them are on B.
Oh my god.
They all rotated now.
Headshot.
Nice.
Nice.
Open up the sky.
Oh, he's gaming. Oh, he's gaming.
Bye, monsieur.
Phoenix
Enemy
respawning
down.
is going. Good retake, lads.
In front of there.
Ooh, you all. Nice, okay.
Nice, bro.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
Open up the
That's
sky. Cover going.
Oh, he was droning.
Fried.
Oh, thank you for saving my fucking life. Wait, you see Jet? I just to your left, nice.
That's 3.
Last
Where's
one
the
was under
fight?
heaven. She's health.
I didn't know
Thank
she
God,
was
that's not.
there.
That was my bad.
Oh, good shit.
Oh, Reyna anchors A really hard.
I missed my shots. I'm so bad.
Sit still.
Area created. Get out of my way!
He's in there.
I can't molly it because I'm retarded.
Imposter kill.
Because I was pre-firing the other one. One's
Read out.
CV.
Your duty is not over.
Focus on my balls.
I am not just your healer.
Stop being better. Focus on. Okay, the Spectre.
I didn't know. He's by yellow.
One dead. Rest.
Next shot. I think he's on site.
All race.
Time to jump.
No!
Nice.
Okay, you killed it.
Owen's 8.
That's crazy.
You've been blinding me.
That's unironic.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
Now
That's
get.
We know they're not
He
bad.
reported.
You fought well.
They bought?
Your duty is not over.
Fuck.
Take a slow.
One.
Nice.
Blinded.
One garage.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Three down.
Nice.
Of course he's acting. Why did he tag me? Hold on, hold on.
Oh, fuck, I threw my one to the left.
Okay.
We ten.
Or, I mean, fucking our
He's
side.
up.
Oh my god, get that
He was-
shit away from me.
Oh, I'm better.
He's next. He's next. He's next.